In a stunning turn of events that has left the royal watchers and media critics buzzing, Meghan Markle appeared visibly annoyed and unprepared during her appearance on The Graham Norton Show. The episode, which aired to a wide audience, showcased an unprecedented display of royal frustration, where Markle seemed not only out of her element but also out of patience with the jovial and often irreverent host, Graham Norton. Critics and fans alike have dissected this moment, pointing to it as a clear sign of Markle's discomfort with the less controlled, more spontaneous environment of British television, especially when it comes to humor at her expense. From the moment Meghan Markle sat on the iconic red sofa, the atmosphere was charged with tension. Unlike her usual composed public appearances, Markle's body language was stiff and her responses terse, particularly when Norton prodded into the Sussexes' decision to step back from royal duties. The show, known for its candid and sometimes risqué humor, did not shy away from poking fun at the couple's royal exit, which had been making headlines. Norton's quips about the sweat patch controversy, in reference to a photo of Markle, and comparisons to Prince Andrew's infamous sweating claim, seemed to strike a nerve, leading to an awkward silence that the audience could almost feel through the screen. This episode was not just about Markle's visible annoyance, it was a revelation of her apparent lack of readiness for the nuances of British humor, which often involves self-deprecation and a thick skin, especially in such public forums. Critics argue that this moment was indicative of a broader disconnect between Markle's public persona and her ability to handle the light-hearted banter that Norton's show is famous for. Her reaction was not just seen as a personal slight but as a cultural misstep, highlighting her struggles with the British media and public's expectations of royal figures to take jibes in stride. Further fueling the controversy, insiders close to the production have whispered about the behind-the-scenes tension, where Markle reportedly demanded certain lines of questioning be avoided. This control over content is unusual for Norton's show, which thrives on spontaneity and guest interaction. Sources from the show claim that these demands were not entirely met, leading to a palpable discomfort throughout her segment. This insistence on controlling the narrative did little to endear her to the show's team, who are used to celebrities embracing the unpredictability of live TV. Moreover, the episode was a stark contrast to previous royal appearances on Norton's show, where figures like Prince William and Kate Middleton had engaged with humor and charm, seemingly enjoying the playful nature of the program. His comparison didn't go unnoticed by the public, with social media erupting with comments on Markle's inability to play the game as effectively as her in-laws. The fallout from this episode has led to discussions about Markle's public image management, with many questioning whether her approach is too guarded for the British public's taste, where a bit of self-deprecation can endear one to the masses. Adding to the narrative of antagonism, there were reports of Markle's interaction with fellow guest Miriam Margolyes, known for her blunt and often controversial remarks. Margolyes, who has a history of making bold statements, reportedly made comments about the royal family that seemed to irk Markle, leading to an on-air clash that was palpable enough for viewers to notice. This interaction, while not directly related to Norton's probing, underscored Markle's apparent intolerance for any deviation from the script she might have envisioned for her public appearances. The aftermath of this episode has been telling. Public opinion polls post-show suggested a dip in Markle's approval ratings in the UK, with many citing her inability to handle the show's format as a reason for their changing views. Media outlets have since published pieces analysing whether this moment was a sign of Markle's broader struggle with public relations in Britain or a one-off incident influenced by the particular dynamics of Norton's show. The incident also sparked a wider debate on how celebrities, especially those with a public profile like Markle's, should handle media engagements. Critics argue that her approach during this particular show was not just about personal discomfort but reflective of a larger issue of how she navigates her public life post-royalty. The expectation for royals or those associated with the royal family to have a certain level of resilience and humor when under the British media spotlight has been a traditional measure of public appeal, one that Markle seemed to fail in this instance. In conclusion, what was meant to be a charming appearance on The Graham Norton Show turned into a moment of public scrutiny for Meghan Markle. Her visible annoyance and the subsequent public and media reaction have painted a picture of an individual who might be at odds with the very public she wishes to charm. Whether this episode will be seen as a mere blip or a defining moment in her public image remains to be seen, but it certainly added another chapter to the ongoing saga of Meghan Markle's relationship with the British public and media.